On this episode of ResiWeek, we talk WiSA expanding, HTA and NKBA, and laying out your work. All this and more on this episode of ResiWeek.
The network for the AV industry.
What are you listening to?
This
is AV.
This
is AVNation.
This is AVNation.
This is ResiWeek, episode 326, Afterthought AV.
Support for AVNation is brought to you by Crestron.
Welcome to this episode of ResiWeek. This is your weekly roundup of all the latest news and stories from the residential AV industry. I'm your host, Matty Scott for AVNation.tv, and this week I am pleased to be joined by two of my good friends. First, we have Mr. Giles Sutton. He is the VP of Member Success and other things at Cedia. How you doing, Giles?
I'm doing really well, Matt. It's great to be back. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you so much for being here. And then we have my good friend, Mitchell Tulin. He is the absolute producer at AVNation, filling in for Mr. Fregosa today. How you doing, Mitchell?
I'm good. Swamped because this little thing called Integrated Systems Europe. Have you heard of it?
Coming up.
It's coming back.
I've heard of it. Yeah. Giles is going. I am going to be sadly missing it from Canada in our state of Canada. So Mitchell will be there. Giles will be there. A bunch of us from AVNation.
Uncle Richie will be there in our studio.
Uncle Richie's going. Yep.
But he's so busy right now trying to make sure that his normal job is, still going to be here when he comes back. So
yeah, it's kind of important. He will do a fantastic job. All right, let's kick this off with a story that comes to us from CE Pro. WiSA, I can never get that right, is growing in adoption, and is that standard is moving forward. They had a big increase with work from home that has helped push their adoption, as well as a bunch of other cool new products that are coming down the pipe, including, which I think is probably the biggest aspect, is it's working through the evaluation process of getting baked into some televisions, which I think is actually the biggest part and what will really help WiSA take a huge step forward. Giles, is the TV aspect of this really that key to helping this jump forward?
I think so. Well, this plus, it mentions obviously that the work from home phenomenon that really came about from the pandemic has contributed, and actually our research shows that as well. The number of jobs that integrators completed and retrofit projects are on the rise. So this certainly supports that for sure. And I think we've spoken, I think, on a previous episode about receivers and the challenges around supply on receivers. Certainly the ability to have a direct connection to a TV so that you can get high performance surround sound, high performance audio is going to be pretty significant for this technology that we don't know whether it's WiSA or WiSA, but for this technology we'll call it as it
pretty
continues.
Sure it's WiSA, but I never get it right.
I think it's WiSA, but anyway.
Perfect. What does Mitchell think it is? That's the key, because we've got a Brit, a Canadian. What does the American think it is?
I don't know. WiSA? It's not. The W is not a V.
Oh, so we've got a different one as well. So we've got
three.
There's no WiSA or anything.
That just makes me think of Eliza, but that's a different. It's a different thing. Mitchell, when you see this, the thing that's always kind of given me pause with this tech is there's so much tech out there, and you have the big players in wireless audio like Sonos. And Denon, who really have owned that market. And then you've got a big push from some of the big manufacturers like Sony and Samsung, who are pushing their own version of wireless audio. Is that going to be a massive hindrance to WiSA moving forward?
Possibly. I feel like this thing, I'm almost trying to hesitate not to actually say the name because I don't want to pronounce it wrong. WiSA it feels like it's hitting a certain niche, right?
Right.
In the same way that Sonos is trying to be the everyman, they definitely want that high quality audio, which is a hard market to breach when people who have regular systems will look at wireless audio solutions and kind of stick their nose up and go, oh, that's no way. It's the same thing that they had when the streaming happened, where they're like, there's no way we can get the same quality out of this thing. But I'm kind of glad that they're actually really getting more popular, because these kind of things, when you hear about a new standard, you go, oh, great. One more to the pile. Here's this great new thing. And I'm really glad they're expanding a little more.
Hey, thanks for watching the first segment of this week's show. To catch the entire episode, please click the link below or visit avnation.tv. That's avnation.tv.